Kinga in Swahili means shield. Kinga is a program for selling contraceptives to the main of Kenya through the dukas, small general stores which sell everyday needs. The men who sell the condoms bearing this name travel in 2 trucks. The first truck to enter the village is white, for the advance information man who distributes promotional material and samples. The pink truck is driven by the salesman, who distributes supplies of condoms to the dukas. As part of a program sponsored by the government of Kenya, they sell the condoms at a low, subsidized price. But the Kinga men do more than sell. The advance man, very friendly and very authoritative, talks about family planning as a principle. He answers questions and dispels confusion. He talks about a whole range of contraceptive methods, including those the women folk can use, the pills and the IUDs. But they concentrate on the condoms, which give the responsibility for family planning to the man. By using the Kinga, the shield, the man retains the image of virility and strength that he associates with the tradition of his forefathers. The condoms can be bought for a few pennies wherever the men buy tobacco and other personal needs. It is not necessary for the men to visit doctors or clinics to get them. Most of the men know by now that they need not have more babies than they can properly care for. By helping them to buy a contraceptive method cheaply and easily, in locations they visit frequently, the Kinga program is making the whole process not only simpler but more dignified, something which suits the man of Kenya well. The government wants a prosperous, healthy nation. The men who lead Kenya believe that family planning is one way to reach this goal.
Mr. Minister, family planning is a relevant issue in matters of planning in relation to Vihiga. What are your views on this?
Well, my views, which really are government views, is that family planning is an integral part of development planning. It is an essential part for the reason that you cannot hope to plan other forms of production if you cannot plan the production of the main resource, the human beings. We view it as an aspect of human freedom, in the same way as we give people education so as to open wider horizons for them in the world, the same way that you provide a farmer with greater knowledge about the seed, about fertility of the soil, about climate, about rotation of crops. It's the same way that you must provide that information, that education to the person so that he is not restricted in his living by ignorance, so that he becomes aware that there is a way, there are methods of regulating his family. There are means of spacing the birth of his children, so that he's not slave to just natural forces. And this is what I said in Swahili to these people, that we view family planning education as an extension of personal liberty. The man, the woman are then able to make personal decision, a family decision, as to when they want their children, how many they want. It is not a program for government to force people to restrict the numbers, or even as to how to space their children. It is a program to give them the knowledge. With the knowledge, and as a free people, we know they will make the right decision, which is that they want healthy children. They will therefore want to space them so that they can feed them better, educate them better, clothe them better, and then we shall have a healthier nation. This is what we want to do.
Another man of Kenya sees the matter in homelier, more personal terms.
I've been tour guide in this tour guide business for about 5 years service, and this time I'm just married at an age of 28, and I want to plan my birth, my family to an extent of 2 children, because this is a new system in a young country of Kenya, and needs a well-planned person, and of course one should plan everything. So I think it will be alright to plan it to 2 children, which I'll be able to look after in the best way. I guess that's a nice thing altogether.
It is men such as these who benefit from programs such as Kinga, programs aimed at their intelligence, their self-interest, their belief in the future.
No, Daddy, no, play in Kenya, education is flashing. No, Daddy, no, play in Kenya, education is flashing. Science, technology, colleges everywhere.
If in time, a Kenya father, upon dividing his land between his children, can see that he has enough land for them, because he has only 2 sons, not 10. If the people can think calmly of their future, not as something which happens by crude chance, but something which comes of a quiet plan, then one day they can look at the dear land of Kenya and be proud. The old ones walk by the road and dream of old days. The young ones go in the sunlight and dream of days to come, of the richness of our land, the blue mountains and deep forests and valleys where wild creatures roam. These are our blessed heritage. These we must nourish and guard for our children, so that our land lives forever.